quite dark outside, so I'm not too sure how I'll come up on camera, considering I use sunlight for lighting, but I'll just have to, you know, roll with it. Hi everyone, welcome back to the Cove. This is going to be kind of a part 2 to the video I made Shit Goths Deal with from Non-Goths. There will be a video of Shit Goths Deal with from other goths, but that I kind of have to think about a little bit more because there isn't that much, you know, bitchiness. There's a little bit of bitchiness, but there isn't that much bitchiness in the goth community, but you do every now and then get shit from other goths, unfortunately. As I said, bit of a rarity, but it happens. So, but this is just going to be a Shit Goths Deal with from Non-Goths, part 2. Shall we begin? Number 1 is you'll never get a job. Now these people assuming that I'm never going to get a job because they think that I go into like corporate-esque environments looking like this. I know some people do that, but I'm not really gonna fucking do that. I'm pretty realistic when it comes to that kind of thing. When I meet the extended family of my partner, or when I go for a job or something like that, I'm not going to be full, you know, stark white makeup and really heavy dark makeup, just because I'm, as I said, quite realistic. I do have a bit of trouble finding jobs, but that has nothing to do with the way I look. Number 2 is something that I've gotten, which is kind of like a really weird question to me. It's, so what are you supposed to be? It's just like, what do you mean, what am I supposed to be? You can, for one, it's pretty fucking obvious that I'm a goth. Like, you have to be a bit not quite there to ask a question like this, but I suppose a lot of people probably are not quite there in the head. I am the cellmate. I don't go up to people like asking them shit like that. Who the fuck do you think you are? 3 is people saying you wear too much makeup. How can your face even breathe? And I'm just thinking like, you know, your girlfriend probably wears more layers than I do, just in a different colour scheme. You ever think of that? I mean, like, nothing against people that wear like layers and layers, but like, you see like a lot of makeup tutorials on YouTube and they're wearing like fucking 13 layers on their damn face, and I just don't have the energy for that. I pretty much just go moisturiser, foundation, eye makeup, lip makeup. I don't go like I don't bother with concealers. I've never been very good with concealers, and finding a stark light concealer is pretty difficult. I'm pretty sure Illamasqua has one, but that's expensive as fuck, so I'm not gonna go down that fucking road, mate. No. I mean, there are people that go like oil, moisturiser, primer, different kind of primer, concealer, foundation, more foundation as like a contour, and it's just like, and then powder, and then it's just like, I don't have the money for that. I'm not at all a wealthy person. I'm like below average financially. I am probably going to be making a video on what it's like to be what a friend of mine and I call poor goth, because, you know, I've never been altogether too well off, so I think I'd be a bit of an expert. Number 4 is people assuming that I will never find love. Not to toot my own horn, but I've never really had difficulty in finding people who love me. As I've mentioned before, I am actually in a committed relationship, and it's like relatively long term. I mean, we've been together for maybe almost a year. About a year, something like that. And so, you know, assuming that nobody could love somebody who looks the way I do is pretty ridiculous. I think there's actually an entire documentary on YouTube called Goths Make Better Lovers, and that's how I found the band. Fuck, I can't remember the band's name now. But the song is Mother of Pearl. You know it, you know the bit. Like, It's just names. I'm terrible with names. Sorry. Anyway, tangent every day. Yeah. Telling somebody who looks the way I do that they don't find love is just fucking ridiculous, because generally goths tend to have relatively long-term relationships from what I've observed of the community, so you're wrong. 5 is people constantly fucking asking me if I'm uncomfortable. I know that some goths tend to wear really uncomfortable clothing, and in all honesty, wearing a corset for the first time, like a proper one for the first time, yeah, it was a little bit odd to get used to, but yeah, it wasn't even that bad. Once you've worn it maybe 2 times, you're pretty much used to it. It's just getting it on that's a bit of a bitch. After that, you're fine. No, I'm really... I don't think I could bear being uncomfortable all the time. I'm just not that kind of person. I wouldn't be able to handle being uncomfortable all the time. So, I don't know, like, and people ask if like collars and shit are uncomfortable. It's like, no, they're just... It's because of the spikes. People think that they're uncomfortable because of the spikes. And it's like, or they think that you're choking, and it's like, they're adjustable, fam. They're fucking adjustable. You can adjust fucking collars, and the inside is, like, majority of the time leather, or like fake leather based, or something like that. So it doesn't fucking, no, it doesn't fucking hurt. There's more often than not a little like fabric felt thing on the inside of them anyway that makes them really comfortable. I forget that I'm wearing them pretty often. Yeah. People who are like, are you a witch? Oh, don't curse me. Now, I know that I've mentioned that I am, but yeah, I'd say maybe 95% of the goth community isn't. Most witches aren't goth, you know. Most witches look like everybody else because it's a practice. It's not, there's not really a fashion to it. I mean, I suppose you could make yourself look a little more witchy than the norm, but I think most actual witches don't bother with that. I know sometimes my outfits come across really witchy because I like drapey, flowy things. Well, you know, just don't stop assumptions. I've said this in the other video. Stop fucking making assumptions. It's fucking ridiculous. Anger, good. Number 7 is people constantly telling me to cheer up. Now, whilst they would be assuming that I'm not a very happy person because of the way I dress, even though that's a really stupid fucking assumption, you know, I can kind of see why they think that because of the association with goth and being depressed and stuff, which another thing, most goths won't be depressed, but, you know, stereotypes, not much you can do about it. To be fair, I do have like something akin to resting bitch face, but worse. I have resting I want to murder you face. If I'm not like actively animating my face, I look like I'm really pissed off, especially if I'm reading. If I'm reading, like I just naturally crinkle my like forehead down and like wind my eyes a little bit, so I always look like I'm really disturbed, but that's just my face being fucking ridiculous because I'm not paying attention to how I look at the time. Not something that can really be helped unless I'm constantly really actively focusing on the way my face looks at the time. So that's not gonna fucking happen. No. The people that ask, okay, like asking people if they have tattoos or piercings is fine, or asking about them rather, but when you're a bit creepy about it, like, do you have any tattoos or piercings anywhere that I can't see? Would you like to show me? It's like, that's really fucking creepy. Don't fucking do that. That's, because we're not fucking stupid. We can see what you're pulling there. Just don't fucking do it. It's creepy. God damn. God fucking damn. Number 9, and this is going to be the last one off the official list that I know other people get. There are 3 others that I've gotten. I'm not sure if other people would have gotten them, but I've gotten them. There are like a whole there are thousands of these, but these are just things I've thought up really just last minute. Anyway, number 9 is Be My Suicide Girl. Like, okay, the first time I got asked this, I had no fucking idea what the fuck they were talking about. So I was forced to Google it, and it's just like, I have nothing against suicide girls, most of them are really gorgeous. But it's just like, it's like a company, you know? It's an actual thing. It's an actual business kind of thing, like alternative naughties. Not sure how to word it really, but yeah, it's just fucking weird for someone to say be my suicide girl, and it's like, what the fuck is that? Like, no. And when I looked it up, I was like, fuck no. Yeah, just a weird thing. Okay, to the 3 that I've gotten most recently, these are within maybe the last couple of weeks or something. I was walking out of a club. It wasn't really a club, it was more of a bar, but you know, this bar in Melbourne. I was going to a 7-Eleven to buy myself a goddamn sandwich because this was like after something of a bender. Not a purposeful bender, but you know, just many events stacked into one thing kind of dealio, and I went to buy myself a sandwich because I was famished and very drunk, and that's what you do when you're famished and really drunk. You go to 7-Eleven and buy yourself a terrible sandwich. And I heard some guy say, oh, what fake tan do you use? And it's just like, huh? It's fucking hilarious. You know, like, really? To be fair, this is like King Street in Melbourne, so you know, you're gonna get so many fucking dickheads, you know, the amount of shit that I've heard just walking up King Street. Oh yeah, I was on my way to a friend's karaoke party, birthday kind of thing at one point, and as I got out of the taxi, I had these 3 like lad-looking kids. They would have been like maybe mid-teens or something, mid to late teens, and I was with my partner at the time, and they've come up and they're like, oh man, she looks like she's gonna rape me. I'm like, rape you? Am I going to rape you? Am I actually going to fucking rape you and your friends? Is that what's gonna happen? By this point, I was a little bit drunk, you know, and I have a temper, as I mentioned before, so basically, and they kept walking, and I was like, oh yeah, come back here and say that to my face, you know? Come back and say that to my fucking face. And basically they've stopped about 20 meters away and they're still saying weird shit, but they did not come back to me. They got really angry that they weren't coming back and saying it to my face, and at that point my partner was just like, Sam, well, we gotta go. Please don't get into a fight with 3 boys. And I was like, fuck. So pretty much I had my partner holding me back from beating the ever-living shit out of 3 punks. And not even the good kind of punks, just fucking idiots. Yeah, the 3rd one is everyone assuming that I have daddy issues because I'm a goth. Like, it's just a weird assumption. Always with the assumptions, you people. God damn. Like, I have nothing against people just asking me legitimate questions about goth. I'm happy to tell them, not all the time, because it's a lot to it. Sometimes I just say, it's all on the internet. Search and you shall find kind of dealio, but you know, I like to like tell people some things about it, if they seem legitimately interested. But just like going up and assuming things that you've been, you know, made aware of by ridiculous stereotypes is just not a good way to live your life. I don't know. Anyway, that's pretty much the list I've got here. I will make a Shit Goths Deal with from other goths in the future. I'm not sure how near in the future, but definitely it's coming. Just wait for it. It'll be around, so you know, watch out for it, I guess. Reminder to those who live in Victoria or Melbourne specifically, I will be making my DJ debut as DJ Verunia at the New Order. I'm gonna put the event link and probably the link to the New Order page, which is, for those of you who haven't watched my DJ video, it's a goth club in Melbourne, one that's probably my favourite goth club of all time. Just because everyone's really fucking lovely and it's a great atmosphere, and they put a lot of effort into the look of the club, and the patrons tend to be really awesome. So yeah, event will be down below in the description somewhere. So if you'd like to come along and maybe even meet me, because my set's between start time, which is 9 PM, until 9:30. It's not a very long set. So come along at 9, and after 9:30 you can just hang out with me and have a good time at a goth club. You know, so if you're one of those people that's scared that you don't know anyone at goth clubs and you feel like you want to come along and introduce yourself to me. I've got no problem with that. As long as you're not a fucking wanker, then I got no problem with that. Thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed to me so far. I'm in a perpetual state of mind blown. Like, I'm just growing so many subscribers so fast. And it's just, I can't thank any of you enough, like, for supporting me in my being a presence on the internet stuff. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, thank you again for returning to the Cove. I hope to see you in the next video. Subscribe if you haven't already. All my social media links will be in the description, and have a nice day, night, or whatever the time is, wherever you are. I don't know. I know I have some overseas subscribers, so wherever you are, I hope you're having a sick time, having a good time, and I'll see you in my next video. Ciao for now.